These young kids have a saying now, and as I'm 45, you 78. These young kids have sayings now, like thought. I didn't know what thought meant. That hoe over there.
Yeah.
Lit, bay is like baby.
Yeah.
So I'm out of touch. But
see, I have kids.
These young kids have a.
Yeah, I have kids that are in that age group.
So I don't know if you've heard of this, but these young kids have a saying now, and I have a couple of people who hit me up on Instagram, and they go, "Aries, I want to give you your flowers now, while we can still appreciate you." And at first, I didn't like that saying because it made me feel like, damn, am I gonna die? Y'all trying to make me say, nigga, you got type 2 diabetes, you overweight, you got high blood pressure, nigga, you finna die. Let us give you your flowers now. Well, here's what disappointed me about her in terms of a character move. When she finally started to comprehend what Walter was, what he was doing, there was that scene where they left the attorney Saul's office, and he kept going, invest your money into laser tag. And she was like, that's stupid. So they're driving, and she veers off to his old car wash.
Yeah.
And basically tells him, this is what you're going to do. I was like, okay, this bitch is ride or die for her man.
Yeah, she got on board.
She understands the money. But then she went away from that. And everything, again, was about morals and ethics. You can't, it's drug money. No. I'm like, bitch, I thought you was down.
See, that bothered me.
What are you doing now?
That
Carmela was always down.
Yeah.
Andy, I'm going to be honest with you, dog, and I want you to be honest with me. I'll be honest with you. And this is a two-part thing. The Power is predominantly a black cast. Whereas, motherfucking Breaking Bad, I don't even recall no niggas other than Gus.
I was going to say, he's one of the primary characters.
Right.
Okay.
And listen, I'm going to be real with you. Power's hard to stomach at first because as a medium fat nigga, I'm looking at Omari Hardwick, which is his real name, a.k.a. James St. Patrick, a.k.a. Ghost. And this nigga is fucking in every scene. And this nigga's ripped. He's got the six-pack. He's good looking. I'm watching it with my lady, and I'm looking at her like, bitch, if you make a noise, if you squirm, if your eye gleams, I'm going to sock you in your jaw. It's hard to stomach watching this ripped nigga fuck all the time in front of your lady. So I was like, man, fuck this show. But as I really invested in it, I went, yo, this is a good show. Listen, the first couple times, like I said, I seen this, and this nigga was basically in his tight boxes, and I'm watching him stroke, and I'm looking at my cake-built ass going, this nigga, and I'm sitting here with my broad, this bitch pussy getting wet over this nigga. I wanted to hate the show, but it's fucking great, dude.
See that doesn't bother me because honestly, when it gets into
because you're white.
No,
right.
The show that I would tell you to watch, that I think would be interesting if you saw it because it would be interesting. Sons of Anarchy. It's the motorcycle gang.
So you want me to watch a show about a bunch of white dudes, in Harleys and leather shit, that probably are racist, and fuck niggas up,
for real, yeah, it's in there.
All right,
it's in there.
All right. Had his wife been white, it would have affected it. It would have.
You want me to chime in on that?
Yeah, you're my partner.
I don't think he would have got elected. Not because...
Wow, you think it's that deep?
Yeah, because I would have thought that he would have lost some of the black vote, and then he would have lost some of the white vote, because I don't know how many white people would have been okay at that time with an interracial marriage in the White House.
That nigga fucking her in the Lincoln bedroom.
I'm being honest.
All the presidents looked at that big dick swinging in the Lincoln bedroom. Doing that with that white girl. Ephraim Young. Thanks, Aries. Not only am I a fan, my wife loves to hear my name spoken on your podcast. I was about to go Boston on your podcast. Pat, whatever. Which only happened once, laugh out loud, by our favorite comedian. That's immediate. I'm getting some trim tonight type shit. Laugh out loud. Well, goddamn, nigga. Brother, I'm going to keep listening. Ephraim, make sure your lady, because I'm getting you some trim, nigga. Make sure doing one of them pumps, she got to say my name. Oh, Ephraim. Damn. Is it Ephraim Aries? So she owe me one, nigga. Going on. Yeah. That all tied together in one movie. Don Cheadle was in it. My man,
I don't remember the name of it. I could look it up, but I don't remember it.
Luis Guzman was in it. Fucking, what's the pretty chick Michael Douglas is married to in real life? Carmen Zeta-Jones.
Yeah.
What was that movie?
How does Luis
Guzman
play the same guy but completely different in every single film? I mean, he gets a different character out of playing himself every film. That's great acting.
Let me tell you something. Luis Guzman and John C. Reilly are the sexiest ugly niggas I've ever seen. Deadly until, I mean, I know his golf swing has improved, but back when Charles Barkley first was golfing, you saw how heinous his golf swing was. Charles Barkley's golf swing looked like he was being tickled in the anus with a Q-tip while he was trying to swing.
He doesn't move and taking care of it in the back office, and this is off sports.
For the record, Jordan's not aging well. Between the red eyes, the mustache, and that finger, nigga. Did you see that finger? That motherfucker is pointing east to west, nigga.
Dude, you get your fingers fucked up when you play basketball that long.
Now let me get to some of the juicy shit. This is the part I like. Michael Jordan, for all of his... And, you know, I love the way they gave the floor to Will Perdue and Judd Bushler. Was he an asshole? Yeah. Hell, we were scared of him. And I quote, Michael Jordan, why you keep fucking up that play, you fathead motherfucker? Make a layup, you dumbass, bitch, hoe. Now, let me ask you something. Is there a thin line between tough love / motivation or disrespect?
Not to Jordan, there wasn't.
So you don't think him, fathead motherfucker, bitch, you hoe, that's not disrespectful? I wish they would have told the one story where they said Jordan talked that way to Bill Cartwright. And Bill Cartwright pulled Jordan aside and said, if you ever talk to me like that again, I'll break your fucking legs. And Mike never talked to him that way again.
But see, that's the thing. That's what Michael wanted. And he says this. He needed people to stand up to him. That's when he knew that you were where he needed you to be. Shannon Sharp was talking about this on that show.
Skilp.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Skilp. Skilp. That old slave mush-mouth ass nigga. Quick side note. Michael Jordan is playing against Muggsy Bogues. And he says to Muggsy Bogues, you fucking midget. What you think you're going to do with that ball? You just a fucking midget. Muggsy Bogues said his game was never the same after that.
But Craig Sager is the guy who asked him the question that he went off on the reporter. Do you remember that? And Craig Sager is one of the nicest basketball guys ever. And he lit him up in that interview. And Sager passed, so, you know, rest in peace to that dude, too, because he was a cool dude. He was the one who always wore the really...
wow, the suits only niggas in Detroit wear.
and
let me ask you something, Andy. And Neri hit me about this, and I laughed my ass off. How hard did you laugh about the Gary Payton thing?
Dude,
I love that!
I wanted to laugh, but I felt so bad for Gary Payton at the same time.
Do you know how many people are laughing at him because of that? Like, Jordan played that nigga with that. Yo, I'd never back down. All you had to do was bang him and beat him up. And when Mike laughed and then gave the fucking thing back and went, I never had a problem with the glove. I never had a problem with Gary Payton.
And hands it back. And then he says something so, it's just so there. He goes, I had other shit going on. It was so.
I'm going to quote what I read somebody on Instagram say. To anybody else, Peyton was the glove. To Michael, he was the mitten. Like, come on, man. Nobody could stop Mike. Nobody. Even the people that were hailed as the Jordan stoppers. I forget who the guy's name was. Oh, Gerald Wilkins from the Knicks, that 93 season, was supposed to be the Jordan stopper. And I remember after Mike destroyed them, Mike said during the press conference, the Jordan stopper had a tough time tonight, but he'll be ready to go tomorrow. And so will I.
Last question then in this. If we had sports going on right now, though, would people be paying attention like they are right now?
Yes. Listen, good is good, man. At the end of the day, good is good. And if shit is really good, people find it. It don't have to find you. People will come, man. People will come. You can't keep greatness a secret. If there's a bitch in the neighborhood who got the baddest pussy on the planet, word gonna get out. Word getting out, nigga. This was great. I think it's worth it to play with Michael just to hear you fathead motherfucker. You bitch, you hoe, and punch Steve Kerr in the face. But what really blew me away was Leroy Jenkins. Like, what are the fucking chances of another Leroy? Leroy Furious. Is this your cousin, nigga? And what's crazy about it is what I love about Leroy Furious. Like I said when I first heard him, read the email, it sounds like a cool 70s black exploitation cop, a la Chef. Leroy Furious. But Leroy Jenkins, it don't get no blacker than that. Those are two black names tied together. Leroy and Jenkins. I don't even think they make Jenkins no more. I think that name is out of print.
You know what that name sounds? You know what that name actually sounds like to me?
What?
Here we go with my racist thoughts. I see a black postman walking his route smoking a parliament.
I got something better than that. Leroy Jenkins sounds to me like this nigga always has fried chicken grease on his fingertips. I don't care what he's wearing, a three-piece suit, a track suit, his work clothes. This nigga could be at a bar mitzvah, a pool party, a funeral. Every time you see Leroy Jenkins, this nigga's got fried chicken grease on his fingertips. His fingertips stay chicken greasy. He could be in some pussy. What do you think? What's wrong with your fingers? Leroy Jenkins. All right, go ahead.
See, I was just liked it when I brought a girl home and she pulled down my pants. I never got to see a girl that had like fear in her eyes. I just like to see a little bit of fear. I never saw disappointment, but I'd like to see a little fear.
I'm backing away from this one.
I'm saying she's taking down my pants. I'm not taking them down where she saw fear. I'm saying she took my pants down and you could see a little look at where she got a little nervous. That's what I would have liked. Fuck basketball or boxing. That's what I want.
All right. Fear in her eyes. Oh. Like I mentioned earlier, mob shows or drug-related shows are not my first choice. What is his name? Oliver?
Oliver Moe.
Yeah, Oliver, take this moment to change your panty liner. No man should ever say that mob and drug-related shows are not my first choice. Please, dog, don't ever do that again. Even if they're not, keep that to yourself. You tell me if I'm bugging. Nigga, Katie Seagal. No?
No, when she was in...
Married with Children.
Dude, she was hot. They made her look goofy. They made her look like that goofy chick, but she's always been...
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know she used to be the backup singer for Bruce Springsteen? She was one of the backup singers.
I didn't know that.
This chick has been in the business. She's been everywhere. She's a sexy woman.
Yo, she can get the business, nigga.
But
even now it's Sons of Anarchy.
But you know what? But you know what I would miss is that when it came out, there wouldn't be any fear in her eyes.
There might be fear in your eye. Before we get off this, and I know I asked you this on the road, but I've never asked you on the podcast, I don't think. Did you ever get into Game of Thrones?
Man, I've tried to watch it 3 times, and everybody, like you said, says you have to get. God. And I was kind of there, but there's just so much good stuff on, and I want to get in, but it's something that, even my son, True's my son that's on the autism spectrum, loves Dungeons and Dragons, loves all that kind of stuff. I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to make this a father-son thing. I'm going to get into it with my son so I can have this thing that I share with him that is ours for me and him. Man, he couldn't even get into it the way that I need him to get into it so that I could do it. So, it's a storyline that if you get into it, I'm sure it's great. Dude, there's a lot of good nudity in it. If you like naked people running around on the screen, it's that part.
You want to talk about you want to talk about fear in women's eyes. That was sex back when women didn't have a choice.
No.
Come here, bitch. Take your thigh. I can't, dude. My lady tried to get me into it, nigga. Titles and lines and kings and queens and hither and dragons. I can't.
Dude,